sports, yeah. We got all the sorts, yeah. You know that we fly, ain't talking about no tours. And we talking about them hoopers that hoop in that court. And we get straight to business, I get them reps like it's tennis, yeah. They come to the sports, we a menace, yeah. Feel like we in the pool, go swimming, yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need to look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, the UN, that look off. We get green like bait. We poking that babe, no, it's big South K. They talking about Wilson, you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade, yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the Tiger Town podcast. I am Nick.
And I am Tristan.
And you can find the show on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, comment, and 5-star rate. How was your weekend, Tristan?
My weekend was good. Just had practice on Saturday and Sunday. And then got on the game. Fortnite just came out the old Fortnite just came out, so I've been on the game.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, the OG Fortnite was. Yeah, that's what I've been doing this weekend too. I was on OG Fortnite. Not the whole time. You know, I went to the mall. Surprisingly, you know, I don't go outside like that.
Yeah. The Fortnite game has been good though.
Facts. That jump.
The other Fortnite was trash.
But the only disadvantage, bro, you can't swim no more.
Nah, you can't. You just be walking in water.
That jump aggravating.
Easiest way to die.
Where I got killed like 5 times off that. Yeah. Question of the day: if you had one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One meal. It would probably be corn, mashed potatoes, and chicken. Best meal ever.
Corn, mashed potatoes, and chicken.
Best meal ever. What about you?
All right, so boom. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. This is a hard question. No. I would say seafood, but you gonna get tired of seafood after a while. Dang.
You can never go wrong with corn.
You can't go
mashed
wrong
potatoes
with ramen
and chicken.
noodles. You know, I eat ramen noodles like every weekend. Every day. Ramen noodles, eggs, and fried sausage, bro. That junk smack. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, you never go wrong with pancakes either. A breakfast meal.
Oh, yeah. But now, if it was like an actual meal, all right, so boom. It might sound weird, but I need some fried chicken, a burger.
Fried chicken and a burger.
Some fries and some rice. With some gravy.
You eating that at one time?
Nah, like you gotta eat the burger and the fries first, and then you transfer to the
Man.
Bro, you can't tell me fried chicken get old. We eat fried chicken like every week. You can't tell me it gets old.
Now it's time for the Tiger Town sports recap.
Unfortunately, the Wilson football team season was cut short, losing to James Island 41-6 in the first round of the playoffs.
This Thursday, Wilson boys basketball team has a scrimmage against Gray Collegiate JV starting at 5:30. Varsity right after. Come out to support your Tiger basketball team.
Now we will have our weekly segment, the Coach's Corner with Coach Mooney, where we talk all things Tiger football. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely, man.
How you feeling?
How you feeling? Pretty good, man. Feeling pretty good.
Okay, man. Sorry about what happened, man. How you feeling about that?
Hey, it was devastating, to end our season that way because we played pretty well in the first half and kept it close, man. And unfortunately, they're around the end of the third quarter, actually probably about the middle of the third quarter. Had a couple of things to happen here. We had an injury. The game got delayed like 45 minutes and some different things happened or whatever. And we had some momentum to cut into the lead, and I felt like possibly come back. And unfortunately, man, the wheels kind of fell off there for a little bit, and unfortunately, it was just too much for us to come back on. But thing about it still, I feel like I got to play hard for 4 quarters, but I also coming up short, season ending. That's always, tough to deal with.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you the question of the day right quick. If you had one meal to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably would be chicken and mac and cheese. I could probably rock with that.
Chicken
and mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
it.
gonna lie. I'm just now thinking about butter beans, rice, and fried chicken. That's tough.
Hey, that's one of my top favorites too, though.
man.
That's
I mean,
tough,
like,
bro.
yeah,
Butter
it's
beans,
hard to-
rice, and fried chicken. That's tough.
man. Like, anything that's like kind of old school, I mean, I can eat that stuff all day long.
Yeah,
Chicken,
I get that. Yeah.
mac and cheese, I can rock with that for a minute.
See, it's a certain chicken I gotta eat though. Like it gotta be seasoned right. It gotta be fried, crispy.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Hot sauce on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You gotta throw some
Get
sauce.
some hot sauce, man. Some barbecue
Kool-Aid.
sauce, something like that.
Facts, you gotta have
Some
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You can't just have no regular drink, bro. You gotta have some Kool-Aid or some sweet lemonade.
Yeah.
Or some tea.
I can't drink tea.
Yeah,
Tea is
see,
nasty.
Yeah, I know tea, man. I'm kind of funny about tea.
I love
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
Anywhere I go, I get tea.
for what?
Sweet or unsweet?
Sweet. It's like
He like
tea.
unsweet.
Tea just tea just good. Like you can never go wrong
What
with
do
tea.
you like about tea? Like
It's good. Like, it's not like it's just like a good smooth taste.
See,
It's a
now,
good
if I
smooth
drink
taste.
tea, it's got to be like half and half. It's got to be mixed with lemonade or something.
facts. That's the only
Yeah,
way
that's
I'm drinking
good,
tea.
too.
That's the only
The,
way I'm drinking
Arnold
tea. If it's
Palmer's
mixed with, yeah.
Regular tea.
Regular tea is nasty. Like it's so nasty. Like honestly, it tastes like, bro.
Like green tea, good too.
Honestly,
Green tea good, yeah. I like green tea.
honestly, I don't drink or nothing like that, but I would treat tea like alcohol. That's nasty. Like,
Man,
it's that nasty, bro. Like it is that nasty. I don't see how you do it.
like tea just I don't know. Tea just good.
Tea is not good.
Like any type of tea, gold peat tea. I like that too.
I don't know who told you this. I don't
I
know
gotta
who
have some
mentioned
half and half, man. I'm drinking tea.
You nasty boy.
I know. Coach, do you like tea,
nasty.
Coach? Exactly.
He do not like tea.
Go ahead.
What do you think attributed to the loss last week?
That's the thing about it, man, was we came out fast like I wanted us to. The thing about it, it was little mistakes here and there. I mean, like if you go back and look at the first half of the game, and I mean, we were holding our own, keeping it close. Then in the third quarter, man, we had turnover, which turnovers always change the game. We had a play in which we had like two receivers open for a touchdown and threw it to a third guy who wasn't open. It was a bad ball and turned the ball over. And that's saying no. It goes from us having momentum to giving them momentum. And once that happens, I think they went down and scored and took it from like a 14-point lead to like a 21-point lead. But we had scored. You're talking about cutting it to 7. And now we got a chance. But turnovers, something that's plagued us all year long. And the other night we had a turnover, and what's crazy is every game that we don't have a turnover, we actually play exceptionally well. And the other night we have a turnover, and then we have some missed assignments, like in secondary, and end up giving up a big completion and saying they're going to score. And then unfortunately one of our players got seriously hurt, so the game got delayed for like 30-45 minutes. So now everybody's kind of getting cold and all kinds of stuff or whatever. And after that or whatever, it was kind of downhill. So
Yeah.
But turnovers and missed assignments in the third quarter, I felt like that's what plagued us big time.
I got a serious question.
Yeah.
Tell us about like James Island. Like, did y'all play like on an actual island? Like,
Actually, it's semi, yeah. I mean, we're actually playing kind of right off of the island. But, I mean, for example, the stadium sits about 150, 200 yards off the ocean. So, I mean, like, it's
that
kind
is
of cool.
wild, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all wasn't scared? Like, what if a tsunami just
I
happened?
know,
out
right?
there?
Yeah. Nah,
I just be thinking about stuff like that. Like, that's why I like water. Like,
yeah,
I already
it's
can
a nice
swim.
little area,
You
man.
like
I mean, I lived in the area for 5 years, and their stadium is a pretty nice little stadium and everything. But yeah, I mean, it sits like right off the ocean.
Yeah. What you think about that?
You like to think about it so you can prepare for the situation.
Yeah, I got to. Like, what would you do in that situation? Like, if a tsunami came out of nowhere, like, what are you gonna do? Like,
And really too much you can do.
like you have no choice but to die. Like, I'd be scared, bro.
Well, I think after Hurricane Hugo in 1989, I think everybody kind of reinforced some things down there. So it holds up a little bit better for bad weather, but still be bad though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A lot of rain, a lot of wind. So yeah, but it's a neat little area though.
Would it be smart to build a barricade like by the ocean so we don't have a tsunami coming towards us?
It's gonna have to be a huge barricade though.
Yeah, it is.
Very long.
It is.
The whole coast of South Carolina. So Yeah.
So, which players had a good game that you would like to acknowledge?
Yeah, Tamonte Emmanuel played really good at running back. I think he had 14 carries, I think 87 yards rushing. He's played really well the last 2 weeks. John Waiters had another touchdown. We put him in a wildcat situation, and he scored. Bryson Scott always does his thing defensively. He played really well. Cam Jones plays really well. LaShawn Mumford, Divine G, Dominique State, all them guys, man, they always play pretty well for us on defense. So. But yeah, those guys stood out, man, and played well for us. For us, it just wasn't enough.
What are your thoughts on the season as a whole?
Yeah, overall, I think it was a learning experience for our younger guys. The thing about it is probably 95% of our starters had never started a varsity game up until this year. We had some that had never even played football. So when you throw in a lot of lack of experience, and I know it probably sounds like an excuse to most people, but thing about it, we had a 10th grade quarterback. We had 2 or 3 guys that were 10th graders on the offensive line. We had a couple of guys, a wide receiver who had never played varsity before. A linebacker, we had a couple of guys who his first year ever starting on varsity, getting varsity reps. Had a couple of guys in the secondary, who had never started on varsity. So, when that season hits and things get fast, it can take a while to get used to it. And I felt like the last couple of games that we've played better. But unfortunately, it was too little, too late. But I think that the one thing we can take out of this season is the experience of going through our schedule, going through our region, and knowing what to expect for next year. And the most important thing I think too, our guys realize how much that we're lacking when it comes in the weight room, and that's something that I pushed for the last 3 years that I've been here, and something that our players haven't been in the weight room enough. And now we don't have an excuse because we have a weightlifting class. So I think our guys understand that we got to get bigger, we got to get faster, we got to get stronger in order to hold up for 4 quarters against our opponents. When you look at our schedule, you look at whether it's Marion, who's super athletic, Dylan, who's just Dylan. They're one of the best teams in the state. You look at our region when it comes to whether it's North Myrtle Beach, Hartsville, South Florence, West Florence. I mean, they're all very well-established programs, and those guys have been in the weight room and they've gotten bigger, faster, stronger. And that's something that we're trying to cut into, to get better going forward.
All right. So if you could go back to the beginning of the season, knowing what you know now, is there anything you have done differently this season?
I don't think so. And the reason I say that is because I'm very proactive. So the thing about it was, I talked to our staff back in December of last year about that we were going to be young, we were going to be inexperienced, but that we were going to be talented also. And those were some things that during the off season that we tried to improve upon and get ourselves prepared for the season. But I mean, as far as changing anything, I don't think there's really anything that I would change, because the one thing about it is, would I love to have had guys that were more experienced? Yeah. But guess what? At the beginning of the season, that wasn't going to change, I think there were some guys who I think I wish would have stepped up a little bit more early on. Absolutely. As far as how we prepared though and got ready for the season, I wouldn't change anything about it. Because the thing about it is, our guys know what their expectations are, as far as showing up, being here, working hard, being coachable, etc. So as far as, how we got prepared for the season, I wouldn't change anything about that. I do wish that we would have had more guys in the weight room during the off season. We didn't have enough guys. We probably had, maybe 20 or 25 guys in the weight room consistently, out of about 80 guys. But that weight room, getting ready for next season, that's a big part of what we need. I think if our guys, if they get bought into it and they want to get bigger, faster, stronger, then we had a solution to it. So I think that going into next season, we're going to be much improved, a lot more experienced. But it just comes down to what we do during the off season, and the off season means everything.
All right. So what are the plans for the team going into this off season?
Yeah, hitting the weight room really hard, getting faster, building our football IQ. That's the one thing that comes with a lot of inexperienced players, that football IQs aren't high enough. Understanding things like down and distance, fourth down situations, kickoff situation, kickoff return situations, goal line situations, red zone situations. Like those are things that you learn by being here and being a part of it, and getting put in the fire. And that's why I think that, the young guy we had this season, those guys are going to understand those things a lot better next year, but the weight room, getting faster, building our football IQs, that's the focal point for the offseason, because I think that we have the talent, but talent only goes as far as you develop it. If you're not developing it, talent only going to last for so long, but you have to develop it and get better. And that's going to be our focal point for the offseason.
Okay. What are some players that you are looking forward to having a good offseason and lead to the team this year?
Yeah, well, it always starts with our leaders, guys in key positions, Tristan Howard, starting quarterback. I always say quarterback, he has to be the one that has to be there, has to be seen, has to be the guy who everybody gets him behind. Tamonte Emmanuel at running back, who, he's been a 3-year starter for me. He's going to be a senior next year. And he's a guy who has done exceptionally well in the weight room the last 2 seasons. And I expect nothing different out of him, this year. Defensively, we're going to have, 3 out of 4 of our defensive linemen coming back. So that's going to be big. Linebacker going to have 2 linebackers coming back. In the secondary, we're going to have 2 secondary guys coming back. But there's going to be a more to the guys. Elion Eagleton is one who stands out. Brendan James, one that stands out. Divine G, Dominique Staten. Those are a couple of guys who stand out, on the defensive side of the ball, who I think that our players have to rally in behind those guys, because, when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter what a coach does philosophically, whether it's schematically or whatever, but it comes down to, are you going to be a coach-led player? Or are you going to be a team-led player? Team-led players are always better, compared to coach-led players. So, I want to challenge those guys to be the ones who set the foundation for us. I think that, those guys are going to be up to the challenge. And, I think next year, we'll be a completely different team.
Okay. What are some of the weaknesses that need to be improved to have success next year?
Yeah, starting on defense side of the ball, I think tackling is a big one, and tackling is something that we work on every day. But tackling is a big one defensively. Offensively, blocking is a big one. Like, we have to be able to run the ball better. And special teams-wise, we have to be able to cover, but we have to also be able to block and get ourselves really good field position and flip the field. So those are going to be some areas that I think that next year, if we do really well in those areas, that's going to help us be exceptionally well. But offensively, we got to be able to block. We got to be able to run the football some. Defensively, we got to be able to tackle and stop the run. And special teams-wise, we got to be able to cover, and we got to be able to block and give ourselves better field position.
All right. So what are some key players you are going to need to replace?
Yeah, I also, it's hard to replace guys in general, especially guys that are really good playmakers. You start with Jaron Waiters. Jaron is a North South player, ECU commit, early graduate. I can name major things that he's done great for the last couple of years, and things he's going to continue to do great. Also, a guy like that is irreplaceable. And I'll say the same thing about Zonday Butler last year. You can't replace those kind of guys. But it's going to be a couple of guys who I think, that they're going to leave a void. And some of those young guys that have to come up and not necessarily replace them, but they got to come in and do what they're really good at doing, And I think that we got young guys on both sides of the ball who I think are going to be able to come in and do some really good things for us. But I always challenge guys, man, look, come and be great at what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily want you to be like the guy before you. I want you to be the best version of you, because you may bring something different. You may bring something different when it comes to size or speed or physicality or whatever it is, but I want you to be the best at what you can do and not necessarily replace a guy that was there before. So I don't want to say, that necessarily you want to see guys get replaced. It's just that one of them deals where I just want to see these guys maximize their own potential and be great at it.
Thank you for joining us this season, Coach. We cannot wait to see what the Tigers do next season.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys.
Do you have any final shout outs for this season?
Oh, man, shout out always to my little mini, my team from this year, man. I also gonna miss those guys and love those guys, everything they put into this season. My coaching staff, man, who's worked hard, put in a lot of work. Our fan base, the ones who were there consistently, and supported us, whether it was good, bad, in between, not the ones who just showed up every once in a while or showed up for homecoming. But there's a lot of people who make this thing go, and it's a lot of work. But looking forward to having all of them back next season and pushing us forward.
Okay. Thank you for joining us this week on the Tiger Town podcast. Remember to find us on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I am Nick.
And I'm Tristan.
We're out. We appreciate you.